The Makhanda municipality has seen a number of administrative and political interventions to ensure the town function properly. But the people of town, under the umbrella of the Unemployment People's Movement, had enough and took their last recourse with success. But does it constitute judicial overreach? No, say Professor Roseanne Kruger, the Rhodes University Dean of Law. The Constitution is supreme and gives authority to the judiciary to enforce that supremacy. And that is a check of the exercise of power by another sphere of power, rather than an intrusion.
Importantly, this doesn't set a precedent, as we see from many of the news reports coming, comments from the provincial executive. It doesn't mean that we're going to see municipal councils left, right and centre being dissolved. This is a very particular situation where there's a long history, there's a context of non-compliance with a recovery plan that is in place.
But this is by all accounts not the end of the line in this saga. An appeal against the judgment is being considered.
Yeah, definitely. That's a precedent that we're just concerned about, and we don't want it to create an impression of a judicial overreach, because everyone goes to court for any relief, and court must decide based on facts at their disposal. Even on this one, we believe that court has actually applied its mind based on facts at their disposal, but we still believe there are other areas that the judge didn't really apply her mind on based on our papers that were filed. That's why we believe that we can still explore the other avenues on the matter. And if we allow it like that, I can tell you we can't have government. Government will be collapsed every day.
You must also remember, these challenges come back a long time ago. My view is that the municipalities has been on a turnaround plan. They have the directors in place, they have new administration in place, they've got new political leadership in place, and the municipality has turned the corner, in my view. It is just unfortunate that at the time that the decision has been taken, that has not been taken into account by the court.
The successful applicants in this matter says an application for leave to appeal the judgment will be disappointing.
Well, if the government decides to appeal against the will of the people, if the government decides to appeal against the democratic decision, the democratic struggle of the people, and it's a dark moment for democracy in this country. It calls upon us to ponder and ask questions about the democratic nature, the democratic setup that we have prior 1994, because they're supposed to be the architectures of this democratic dispensation.
What it means politically is that the public now does not only have the 5-year voting cycle in order to enforce regime performance. When a municipality or ultimately even national government is not performing and there's a defined parameters for that and the constitutional provision, such as that a municipality is failing its executive functions, then it allows in fact for the recourse of the law, which hasn't been that much prominent in the relations between the judiciary and the public, as well as the other arms of government.
The provincial government has 20 days since the judgment was passed to apply for leave to appeal. Zolani Moya, SABC News, Makhanda in the Eastern Cape.